hear the sounds. We could only see the pictures. We could only touch the realities. And today, we made the change. We can touch the information. We can hear the distance. We can see the future. We are becoming closer to each other. The pursuit of digital innovation never stops. We leave the past glories behind while we explore the unlimited universe. We are taking it step by step to realize all the possibilities shown in front of us. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. That is why it is called the present.
Next stop, future.
Good morning. In addressing the Deputy Prime Minister, His Excellency General Prawit Wongsuwon, Minister of Digital Economy and Society, His Excellency Chayuthana Khamanusorn, Dr. Nathapol Rangsipol, the Director General of Department of Industrial Promotion, Ministry of Industry, executives of Bangkok Post, executives of Huawei Technology Thailand, and of course, members of the press and distinguished guests. I am Daina Chongchitanakan, the host of the morning session, and welcome everyone to Powering Digital Thailand 2022 Huawei Cloud and Connect Asia Pacific Innovation Day. Today's event is the collaboration between two organizations, which is Bangkok Post Public Company Limited, the leading media in Thailand, and of course Huawei Technologies Thailand Company Limited, one of Thailand's leading technology leader. In this year, we are also supported by the ASEAN Foundation, the foundation that promotes ASEAN communities to be efficient and also promote activities to develop human resources, also the equitable economic and society of ASEAN members. Nowadays, if we talk about technologies and our life nowadays, it is undeniable that our lifestyles, our private lives and business lives are interconnected, especially the previous situation under the pandemic, which affects our life daily, our adjustment in new normal situation has rendered us interconnected to digital world. With this reason, technology contributors and providers see the need to drive the technology not to be modern, but to exceed the efficiency and potentiality to support new platforms. Just as well today's event. Normally events would be on site, but right now we also have virtual guests through YouTube and Facebook channels of Huawei and Bangkok Post. Our session will be separated into two parts. The first part would be consisted of the keynotes and visions of the executives and the excellencies. And the second part would be the technological proposal from the industry leaders. Now it's high time that we commence the event. First off, let's meet and welcome Mr. Guo Ping, the rotating chairman of Huawei.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Huawei Cloud Connect and Asia Pacific Innovation Day. First, I want to thank our customers and partners for all their support. Before the pandemic, I attended the event on site in Kuala Lumpur and Bangkok. There, I felt people's eagerness to develop the digital economy. The pandemic has changed the way we work and live. That's why I'm now attending online. According to McKinsey, COVID-19 has caused digital transformation to jump ahead by 7 years globally and 10 years in Asia Pacific. We believe that 5G, cloud, and AI will continuously contribute to economic growth and social progress. Post-pandemic, digital technology will surely become a pillar for economic recovery and resilience in many countries. According to an Asia Development Bank forecast, ASEAN will be the world's fourth largest economy by 2030. The digital economy has huge potential in this region. As we know, ASEAN has released its Digital Master Plan 2025. One of the goals was to increase the quality and the coverage of fixed and mobile broadband infrastructure. This plan aims to make the region a leading digital community. Many countries have also released a national digitalization strategy. For example, Singapore released its Smart Nation 2025 blueprint. Indonesia and Malaysia released strategies to go digital. Thailand announced its vision to become a digital hub in ASEAN. Thailand is progressing fast in ICT deployment, and its cloud sector deployment is reaching its prime. Notably, Thailand has delivered amazing results for 5G rollout. GSMA data shows that Thailand's 5G is developing 1.5 times faster than 4G at the same stage. It also shows that Bangkok is among the world's top 10 cities for 5G. We are fully confident in post-pandemic economic recovery and the digital economy growth in the Asia-Pacific region. Huawei will continue innovating and building a tech ecosystem to help the region go digital faster. First, we use 5G, cloud, and AI to help industries go digital. Alongside carriers and other partners, we are deploying 5G in the healthcare, ports, mining, manufacturing, and education sectors across the region. To fight the pandemic, we help Thailand develop apps for 5G-powered remote diagnosis and e-ambulance. We also helped industries in the region rapidly move to the cloud. We will continue investing in Southeast Asia and building more data centers. We will keep innovating and the cloud and AI solutions to create steady value for local enterprises, especially SMEs. Second, we are committed to developing local digital ecosystems, to helping digital communities prosper. We have over 7,900 partners in the Asia-Pacific regions. We have launched a Spark program in the region, offering tech startups cloud resources and funds, and helping cultivate talent. We plan to invest $100 million over the next 3 years to help build a startup ecosystem in the region. Huawei and the Digital Economy Promotion Agency of Thailand have built a 5G ecosystem innovation center. This center is expected to support hundreds of local SMEs and startups over the next 3 years. Third, we advocate digital inclusion and leaving no one behind. In Bangladesh, we launched the DigiChunk project, providing more than 63,000 women with digital skills training. In the Philippines, we launched the Tech for All program, protecting the environment with digital technologies. In Thailand, we worked with the Ministry of Labor and the Association of Disabled to help disabled people find jobs. We believe all countries in the Asia-Pacific region will succeed in their drive to go digital. We will extend our roots deeper and do our part during the region's 10 golden years of digital transformation. Thank you.
Thank you. Rotating Chairman, Huawei. Next, we'll be hearing from Dr. Yang Mi-eng, Executive Director, ASEAN Foundation, under the topic, Building ASEAN Youth's Digital Talent for Better, Prosperous, and Resilient Community. เชิญชมค่ะ
Honorable speakers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good day to all of you. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to Huawei Cloud and Connect Asia Pacific Innovation Day event. In a world where digital technologies are fast becoming strong enabler for inclusive and equitable economic growth, we need skilled talents that are capable in navigating challenges and opportunities in this digital era. As a home to over 200 million youth, ASEAN possesses a wealthy pool of digital talents that can transform the region into a leading digital community and economic bloc. The World Economic Forum projected that by 2030, ASEAN's digital economy will have the power to contribute $1 trillion to regional GDP. In order to realize this potential, it is imperative for ASEAN to have a talent development ecosystem that enables our youth to learn essential ICT skills and instill strong digital mindset. These are two crucial components that allow our youth to actively participate and reap the full benefits of digital economy. Last week, ASEAN has taken another significant step in its effort to develop an inclusive and sustainable digital talent development ecosystem with the announcement of ASEAN Seeds for the Future initiative. This regional program will be implemented in early 2022 by ASEAN Foundation in partnership with Huawei ASEAN Academy, and this to strive and build the digital capacity of youth in the region, which will go a long way in supporting the priorities of ASEAN Digital Master Plan 2025. I would like to use this opportunity to commend Huawei and Bangkok Post for initiating Huawei Cloud and Connect Asia Pacific Innovation Day, which brings together government leaders, industry thought leaders, and think tank scholars to spark new ICT innovation that can pave the way for more resilient post-COVID-19 recovery in Asia Pacific region. We are looking forward to harness the energy and enthusiasm of all speakers and participants and learn from the exchange of best practices and success stories to achieve the goals of ASEAN Digital Master Plan 2025, which are to increase the capacity of youth in the region to participate in the digital economy and create a digitally inclusive society in ASEAN. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yang Mieng, Executive Director of ASEAN Foundation เอาละค่ะและตอนนี้นะคะได้เวลาที่เราจะเข้าสู่ช่วงพิธีการนะคะสำหรับการเปิด
Now we are entering the opening ceremony of Powering Digital Thailand 2022. Previously, we used to hear the word global, but now it's completely obsolete. But now we are using the word fully digital instead. Of course, today's event would be a very good sign to see all the collaborations of sectors that would promote the going of digital. Now inviting Mr. Warashai Pisanjit, Vice Chairman of Bangkok Post Public Company Limited for his welcoming speeches. Please give him a round of applause. His Excellency General Prawit Wongsuwan, the Deputy Prime Minister, the Minister of Digital Economy and Society, His Excellency Chaywuthana Khamanusorn, Excellencies, business people, and distinguished guests, I, on behalf of Bangkok Post Public Company Limited, and also the President Sutikiat Jirathiwat, am honored to welcome you all in Powering Digital Thailand 2022 today. The event is a collaboration between Bangkok Post Public Company Limited, Huawei Technologies Thailand Company Limited, and ASEAN Foundation with the purpose of exhibiting the power of 5G, artificial intelligence, and cloud computing technologies. Huawei, as a leading partner in developing such technologies and innovations for Thailand, will greatly contribute to the country's leaping success in development, in society, education, and economy. During the pandemic, the wireless technology and also the digital technology has played an important role in relieving the challenges both in medical, healthcare, businesses, industries, conventions, teachings in schools and in universities, or even our professional lives and our personal lives. We can consider these technologies are part of our life. It has become a new normal. Nowadays, Thailand is currently in post-pandemic economic recovery, and with the damage and the effect of the pandemic, these mentioned technologies also contributed in both short-term and long-term development of digital technologies infrastructures of 5G, AI, and cloud computing supported by the government. We believe that these technologies will sustainably enhance competitiveness and empower capabilities in the country. Huawei Technology Company is a leading company from China, has played a great role in driving technologies in Thailand according to the government's policies. In this opportunity, I would like to express my gratitude and appreciation to His Excellency General Prawit Wongsuwan, the Deputy Prime Minister, for the opportunity to open the ceremony. And thank you to all Excellencies, His Excellency Chaiwuthana Kamanusorn for joining the event for the keynote speakers. And also thank you to the speakers and honorable guests. I believe everyone will find today's event fruitful and beneficial. Thank you.
Thank you to Khun Warachai Pichanjit, the Vice Chairman of Bangkok Post Public Company Limited. I have to say that during the past time, it's been difficult not only for the people in Thailand but also for everybody around the world. Right now the situation has relaxed somewhat, but something that has made us feel a little bit more heartened is that we have technology that will help uplift the quality of our lives. And right now it's time for us to officially open our event Powering Digital Thailand 2022 Huawei Cloud and Connect Asia Pacific Innovation Day. Next, I would like to call upon the Deputy Prime Minister. A round of applause for the Deputy Prime Minister, His Excellency General Prawit Wongsuwan. Please, a round of applause. Minister, Ambassador, members of foreign delegations, distinguished guests, it is my great honor to be presenting the opening speech for Powering Digital Thailand 2022. Right now, wireless communication technology is at the heart of the country's development in all dimensions, both in the aspect of society, the economy, and also security, especially when Thailand is embarking on its rehabilitation after the pandemic of COVID-19. Wireless technology, 5G, will play a vital role for the country's economic recovery. The digital technology, in particular 5G, cloud, and artificial intelligence or AI, are important infrastructure that will drive the country into the digital economy and build upon innovation, create jobs for better livelihood of the people. I am very happy that Bangkok Post, Huawei Technologies Thailand, and the ASEAN Foundation have come together to organize Powering Digital Thailand 2022, which concurs with the government's policy to develop the digital system for the economy and the society, also with cooperation from the public and private sectors in order to use technology for developing the country and enhance business efficiency, create more convenience for the people, boost the efficiency of the public sector, as well as create prosperity, sustainability, and security for Thailand in the long run. On this occasion, I would like to open Powering Digital Thailand 2022. And I thank very much the Deputy Prime Minister for sharing, presiding over our event today. And can you also please remain on the stage? Today, I have to say this is a collaboration not only from the people, but a collaboration between the people, the private sector, and the public sector, who come together in order to drive forward our economy so that we may proceed steadily with prosperity and sustainability. Next on the agenda, I would like to call upon Kun Warachai Pijanjit, the Vice Chairman of Bangkok Post, to come up on the stage and present a token of appreciation to the Deputy Prime Minister for being here with us today. A round of applause as a way to say thank you to the Deputy Prime Minister, please. Thank you. And can the two please remain on stage?
President of Huawei Asia Pacific and Mr. Abel Teng, Chief Executive Officer, Huawei Technologies Thailand Company Limited, on the stage to present a gift as a token of appreciation to His Excellency Deputy Prime Minister.
So we will have another photo taken. A photo taken. One more time, please. Next, I would like to call upon His Excellency Chaiwuttana Kamanusorn, the Minister of Digital Economy and Society, Kun Suthikiat Chiratiwat, Chairman of the Bangkok Post Public Company Limited, onto the stage, please. Next, I would like to call upon Dr. Nattapon Rangsit-Pon, the Director General of the Department of Industrial Promotion.
Ministry of Industry to please join us on the stage. President of Huawei Thailand ขอเรียนเชิญท่านดร.ชวพล จริญญาวิโรจน์ค่ะ Executive Director of the Bangkok Post Public Company Limited คุณเอกฤทธิ์บุญปิติค่ะ Executive Director of the Bangkok Post Public Company Limited คุณธีรเกียรติจิราธิวัฒน์และต้องขอเรียนเชิญบนเวทีสำหรับ Chief Executive Officer of the Bangkok Post Public Company Limited ดร.รณชิต มหัฒนพฤกษ์ค่ะ ขอเสียงปรบมือให้กับทุกท่าน
A round of applause for everybody on stage, please. Thank you to everybody for being with us. And this is the official opening ceremony. Thank you to everybody on the stage. Thank you very much indeed. And this is the opening of Powering Digital Thailand 2022 Huawei Cloud and Connect Asia Pacific Innovation Day. The event has been officially opened, and the picture you saw just now reflects the collaboration between the public and private sectors, and also we need cooperation from the people sector so that we may all embark on a new age, the digital age, where we will all be able to go digital together. Next, we will meet Dr. Lee Kwan Lan, Assistant Director, Head of ICT and Tourism Division from the ASEAN Secretariat.
ถ้าพร้อมแล้วเชิญชมพร้อมๆกันเลยค่ะ
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, please allow me to thank the ASEAN Foundation, the Bangkok Post, and Huawei for inviting me to this Asia-Pacific Innovation Day. The event enshrined the importance of digital technologies and innovations in empowering the economic growth and advancing social progress. It also demonstrates the need to strengthen our efforts to consolidate and adopt a common approach for the digital transformation throughout the Asia-Pacific regions. The COVID-19 had exacerbated the digital transformation at unprecedented pace. Despite massive destruction it causes to our economies, the pandemic also offers a great opportunity to transform our economy to emerge stronger, more inclusive, and more resilient. I would like to take the opportunity to share ASEAN perspective on its new initiative to leverage digital technology and innovation in advancing our economic recovery and in realizing the transformation of ASEAN into an integrated regional digital economy. Ladies and gentlemen, since the beginning of the pandemic outbreak, nearly 70 million new internet users have been added, making ASEAN one of the largest internet bases in the world with more than 400 million active internet users. 94% of them intend to continue the online service post-pandemic. With the technology-savvy and young population demographics, as well as a dynamic economic growth, an ASEAN digital economy has immense potential for business and consumers in the regions. Following the estimation by Google and Bain Company, the gross revenue of the internet economy of ASEAN hit $100 billion in 2019 and would reach about $170 billion in 2020. The gross revenues of the internet economy could reach $360 billion by 2025, an increase by nearly 20% compared to its previous forecast in 2020. According to this report, harnessing digital economy to power and accelerate trade and economic growth could lead to an uplift of ASEAN GDP by $1 trillion by 2025. Although the outlook of an ASEAN digital economy is bright and promising, this pride will not be taken as granted. Indeed, it requires bold and coordinated actions among ASEAN member countries, and also a closer collaboration across sector body of ASEAN to prepare for a sound foundation of the regional digital economy. Ladies and gentlemen, 20 years ago, ASEAN started its first journey into the Internet era with the signing of the ASEAN Framework Agreement. Since then, material progress has been made with the deployment of various initiatives across 6 key areas, including digital trade, e-commerce and logistics, e-payment, data governance, digital divide, and cybersecurity. In 2019, ASEAN adopted a region-wide approach to embrace the digital transformation through the endorsement of the ASEAN Digital Integration Framework Action Plan 2019-2025. In 2020, amid the COVID-19 pandemic, there witnessed a pivotal shift in the ASEAN policy where digital transformation was identified as a new driving force for innovation and growth. The ASEAN Comprehensive Recovery Plan placed digital transformation at the core pillar to support the exit strategy of ASEAN from the pandemic. The adoption of the ASEAN Digital Master Plan 2025, the first industrial revolution consolidated strategy, the work plan on implementation of agreement on e-commerce, and most recently, the Bandar Seri Begawan roadmap on digital transformation, specifying a concrete step forward to develop an ASEAN digital economy. At the last ASEAN summit in October, the ASEAN leaders affirmed their commitments to commence the negotiation for the ASEAN Digital Economy Framework Agreement by 2025. This is the strongest commitment ever made by ASEAN to the establishment of a room-based, open and secure and transparent digital economy of the regions. Ladies and gentlemen, out of many various areas of collaboration, 4 priorities of ASEAN could be considered as the major breakthrough on its path toward the digital transformations. First, digital trade or paperless trade is placed at the forefront of the ASEAN digital transformation. In the last decades, the ASEAN single window led the way for digitalization of trade documentation and bring about a lot of benefit to businesses. However, the core potential of digital trade has yet fully realized. While most of digital transactions are paper-based, digital trade will unlock innovative solutions to address complexity, red tape, costly and time-consuming process for international trade. It is estimated that the digital trade could save up to 60% of the processing time. Second, promoting interoperable standards being developed and adopted is of critical importance to the ASEAN digital economy. The power of the digital economy lies in the ability to enable business to scale their business model throughout the region. Therefore, fragmented data model and different communication protocol significantly hamper the functioning of the digital economy. For that, interoperability will be therefore put at the first place in the design of the digital infrastructures and digital platform in the regions. Third, addressing digital divide and empowering the workforce and businesses, especially micro and small and medium-sized enterprise, are a requisite condition for sound development of ASEAN digital economy. There are significant barriers that hinder small and medium-sized enterprises to fully engage in the digital economy. Digital divide could be seen in the shortage of digital skill talent in the digital ASEAN workforce, lack of affordable connectivity, different level of innovative entrepreneurship, and underperforming logistic infrastructures. This calls on urgent actions for ASEAN to intensify its capacity building, reskilling, and upskilling program to ensure the inclusive digital transformation in which no one, no country are left behind. Last but not least, establishing cross-border e-payment system is the enabler of the ASEAN digital economy. The digital payment in the region is expected to rise to 1.2 trillion US dollar by 2025, replacing cash as the preferred payment method. Nevertheless, most of the e-payment is conducted domestically. Slow, insecure, expensive cross-border payment are undermining business and consumer credibility in conducting our transactions online. For that, ASEAN is developing interoperable QR code framework as a new instrument to guide cross-border payment process, shorten clearing and settlement cycle for cross-border retail payment. Ladies and gentlemen, partnership and collaboration will be equally important factors in driving digital transformation. ASEAN is committed to open dialogue, active engagement with businesses, civil society, especially those representing the marginalized of the society, an external partner who share a common vision toward the development of the ASEAN digital economy. The private sector-led discussion today also illustrates the leading role that industry and companies could play in promoting the use of the digital technology in advancing innovation, inclusive and sustainable economic recovery in our regions. For that, I would like to express my great appreciation to the ASEAN Foundation, the Bangkok Post, and Huawei for organizing this meaningful event. I wish the event every success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lee Kwang Lan, Assistant Director, Head of ICT and Tourism Division, ASEAN Secretariat, for talking to us under the topic, New Priorities in ASEAN Digital Transformation Agenda. เอาละค่ะตอนนี้นะคะเรากลับเข้าสู่อีกช่วงเวลาหนึ่งสำหรับงาน
So we are now entering another phase of powering digital Thailand Huawei. For this period of time, we will begin with the first agenda, but today each of the agenda, if you have listened to it, you will see that it will help you to lay down your strategies of being able to go digital together. So next, I would like to call upon His Excellency, the Minister of Digital Economy and Society. A round of applause for His Excellency Chaywut Thanakkamanusorn. He will be presenting a keynote speech on digital policy role for post-economic recovery.
Good morning. distinguished guests who attend today's event. I would like to express my gratitude to the host, both Bangkok Post and to Huawei Thailand, as well as the ASEAN Foundation for hosting today's event. Prior to attending the event today, I had a chance to see the spectacular shows in the exhibitions. I have seen a lot of interesting aspects and assets in the exhibition, and I would hope that everyone would get the chance to go and see the exhibition yourself, and also invite all your loved ones to also attend the event and exhibition. Well, Thailand has also played a great role in developing digital in the region because we are the hub of the Southeast Asia. We also have the development plan for digital infrastructures continually. We are also ranked by IMD World Competitiveness Ranking, and see that we have stepped up from the 29th to the 22nd ranking. This is considered a very leaping success in terms of the government performance in the deployment of 5G technology. We are also among one of the first countries in the world that have attended the bidding of the 5G technology for the people. Nowadays, we are aware that we have a very fast and convenient internet broadband that we can use both in our business and personal lives, as well as the internet broadband infrastructures, which are very inclusive, and we are one of the best in the world regarding the internet penetration rate. We are ranked top of the world. We have done our surveys, and we have found that 80% of Thai people have access to the internet. So this kind of infrastructure that we have laid, and also the fact that we train people to be able to use the internet more, especially during the pandemic time. Maybe starting from the internet banking, for example, the prompt pay system, which is the work of the government sectors. We have been using it, so that nowadays we are very familiar with using internet banking. Thailand is among the many countries that are very familiar with this kind of internet banking. So it's the obvious performance of the government sector to use the digital technology to drive the economic recovery and resilience. Nowadays, you see a lot of people using more and more of smartphones to use government-supported applications, initiatives, programs that are designed to online and virtually support people that are suffered during the pandemic time. This kind of initiatives of Thailand are the examples and case studies for the world to learn from. For example, the subsidy case studies of the that are supported by the government. We have been contacted by many countries for them to be able to learn from our governmental subsidies. Another point is that the fact that we do it virtually and digitally, there will be no corruptions because it could easily be investigated, and all the subsidy and the support money can directly go to the people without being interfered or disrupted. Regarding this, we have set our clear targets regarding the cloud market. Now we have built the GDCC to provide cloud services, to provide supports and services to all government agencies and sectors. One of the system that we use is by Huawei, which is very efficient and promote high performances in telecommunications by the organizations. Apart from the goal of setting the infrastructure, is the fact that we are trying to power the economy with digital technology. Because for us to be able to go alongside with the countries that has leaping success, we can do that by growing digitally. We cannot be stuck with the traditional and conventional ways of doing businesses. We cannot grow the people. We would be stuck in the poverty trap. So in order to develop the country, we have to support the digital economy, because it has been proven that the countries that adopt digital technology and innovations in developing the countries, for example, China and Korea, they have a very growing digital economy, which is what our government fully supports. Nowadays, the digital economy of Thailand contributed to 17% of the national GDP, with the aim of growing more than 10% growth annually and growing 2.5 times of the national GDP growth. So far, we have succeeded, particularly in pushing the business sectors to adopt digital in operating their businesses. When we have a very strong digital foundation and infrastructure, all the business sections will continue in our path. But there is one thing that still waits improvement. For example, the gaming business or e-sport. Thailand is a very big market for e-sport, maybe number 1 or number 2 in ASEAN. But what is happening is that the Thai entrepreneurs or Thai game masters that actually receive the income are fewer than 10%. The rest goes to the operators abroad, like outsourcing, suppliers. But the actual Thai business people have a very little growth. This is only one example in esports. So this is just the example for you to see the areas that we need a lot more support. But we also have the advantages. We now have 3 unicorn startups in Thailand. We have the Flash delivery service provider and Big Cup, and others more to come if there are more supports for the SMEs businesses. We have the fund for them. We have the supports. We have legalities. We have tax and tariff control support, as well as the protection for the business and businessmen and entrepreneurs to be able to do the businesses. Lastly, regarding the policy of the government is to build the quality society with digital technology. During the many few years, you will all see that digital technology has contributed greatly to the mechanics of the society, more convenient and such, but there are also dangers and risks and threats that also come with digital technology. For example, fake news and propagandas that spread very fast and confuse people easily, and also online frauds. A lot of online frauds, be it in e-commerce or online lending or online loan. Nowadays, cyber crimes are very widespread and people are suffering. So that we have to mention cybersecurity. Recently, the official website of the court has just been hacked easily, just like that. I myself has just discussed this issue with the hotel owners who are also facing the ransomwares, being hacked the official websites and use it for fraud, or maybe just the loss of the whole data. So this is another area that we have to very carefully handle and enforce the law and build up security processes and measures to handle this kind of situations and problems. To investigate the cybercrime, we already established a special agency among the police department to carefully look into this kind of frauds and cybercrimes. The most important thing is that we have to support all relevant agencies to be able to work their jobs efficiently, to be able to really help the people and make the people confident in using digital technologies without worries. I particularly believe in the government's attempt in going digital. I actually want to commend the Deputy Prime Minister, who always stated that we have to go digital, we have to work digitally to increase the efficiency of our work in aiding the people. Recently, I have just attended the meeting with the mobile cabinet meeting. We have landed in Suvarnabhumi airport to investigate the Thailand Pass process at the airport. We initially used the certificate entry system, which is not really efficient enough. So now we have developed to the current process, which is called Thailand Pass, which requires the tourists to just register through this single website, and they can be registered and accepted without having to register or putting into more information. Just that one time, and they are registered, and they can show the registered QR code to the officials, be it at the airports or the hotels, so it's very inconvenient. This process is complete. I have investigated this myself yesterday. So the principles is very convenient and easy. You just show the QR code, and you can enter Thailand, and then you go to self-quarantine in the assigned hotels, waiting for the COVID case to be run. So this proved quite a convenient initial process of accepting tourists into the country, which will be convenient to the tourists and will gain their trust and confidence in entering the country. I strongly believe that these top 3 policies, be it in infrastructures, the support of digital economy, and building quality society with digital technologies would be the 3 main pillars that help drive Thailand away from the poverty trap and to create and boost income for Thai people in many careers. Lastly, looking towards the future, the challenges, especially climate changes, are urgent matters that make us have to always adjust and open up opportunities for newbies and new grads to open up the career in digital technologies, because I believe that Thailand as a hub in Southeast Asia, we are ready in terms of the law and also society. We are open and inclusive and friendly to tourists, to businessmen, to entrepreneurs, to investors. And together, I hope that we would drive Thailand towards the goal of welcoming investors into Thailand market to be able to grow digital business in the future. I, in the name of the Ministry of Digital Economy and Society, would like to express my gratitude to the hosts, both Huawei and Bangkok Post, to be able to see the digital innovation deployment to drive competitiveness in the country. And I would like to invite all delegates and guests to be confident in Thailand, to be able to invest in Thailand market. I believe that Huawei already as a leader will continue to be the main drive and contributor to digital technology, and I would like to congratulate them for the success of hosting this event. Thank you. Thank you, the Minister of Digital Economy and Society. Please remain on the stage for the photographing session. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Warachai Pijanjit, the Vice Chairman of Bangkok Post, on stage for souvenir granting and photographing session. Please remain on the stage.
Executive Officer, Huawei Technologies Thailand Company Limited, on the stage to present a gift as a token of appreciation to His Excellency Chaiwut Thanakomanusorn, Minister of Digital Economy and Society of Thailand.ขอเชิญถ่ายภาพร่วมกันนะคะ
Please take a photo together.
Commemorate this very special moments.ขอเสียงปรบมือให้กับทุกท่านบนเวทีด้วยค่ะ
Please give a round of applause for everyone on stage. And I would like to thank you, His Excellency Chaiwut Thanakamanuson, for his keynote speeches. Under the digital policy role for post-economic recovery, just as he has mentioned, nowadays people are still stuck in poverty trap, which is the fact that we are still not learning from new things, we are still not adopting or deploying new technologies that would eventually help elevate our lifestyles and our welfare, both in business and in personal lives. If we learn new things, if we adopt and deploy new technologies, our life would change considerably for the better. There is a saying that, there is a past saying that if you stay still, you will just retreat back into the past. So we have to always be on our feet and keep developing ourselves and integrating technologies into our lives to better our life, better our work, better our industries, for us all to be able to move forward to the future, for us all to be able to grow the economy. Next is the vision of adopting the technologies into industries. In the topic of leveraging Industry 4.0 to accelerate economic recovery in post-pandemic Thailand. Good morning, the executives of Huawei Thailand Technologies, excellencies, delegates and guests and media. I am honored and pleased to be able to represent the Ministry of Industry for the keynote speech of the industrial policy. It is a very good sign that we have the Innovation Day event for 2 consecutive years, because technology is a main part of nowadays life. We have seen and heard the word mega trends in many aspects of our lives. Internet of Things, cybersecurity, nanotechnologies, every aspect that we have been mentioning are all based on technologies, computing powers, developing materials, and leading to aging people and climate changes. Technologies have been adjusting themselves all the time to better the world. Seeing from the Industrial Revolution, right from the mechanic era up to new waves of technologies and more of new waves. Also in automobile industry, now you can see the EV or electric vehicles that are coming to better people's life. Apart from technologies, another aspects that we have been discussing and hearing a lot is the change of behaviors of people that are normally caused by serious crisis For example, the crisis of oil prices in the past, we will see that entrepreneurs and people have changed their behaviors due to the crisis. And nowadays, the factors that has driven the change in behaviors are the crisis of COVID-19 pandemic, which coincides with the developed and improvement of technologies in Thailand, which is just in time. We will see that the first impact of COVID-19 is the employment rate. People are worried about the unemployment rate caused by COVID-19 pandemics, but eventually we will see that everything is solved, everything evolves. We will see what we call today the Great Resignation, contributing to the most unemployment rate in the history, all affected by the technologies, the adoption of technologies. For example, working from home situations, people see that there is no need for them to be a salaryman. They can all be independent workers or freelancers working in their own homes using the technologies. So you can see that the trend is picking up because of the technologies itself and also COVID-19 driven. Every time we see that every change in behavior comes with the new generations. For example, the emerging of baby boomers in the past. There are people who emerged with world wars, with the same mindsets and perceptions. Next, me myself is Generation X, and then Generation Y, and now we are in Generation Z and Z, consisting of the new startups and new businesses. So I believe that people who have passed or who have survived COVID-19 consist of many generations altogether. These generations altogether have changed their whole, COVID-19 has changed their whole mindsets and perceptions, the way they see the world, leading to the change in the service and products that have to be changed accordingly. So now the department is planning to adjust details of work to cater to the change in behaviors, change to the situations, change to the circumstances. The first thing that we have operated we call it 6S. The first S is the S-curve industry, which is the industry that shapes the future. We will look towards the future and see what the business, where the business and the industry would lead. The first thing is automation industry, which comes into the picture and fix the problem of the Great Resignation, the lack of employment, the lack of labor. So this problem is no longer a problem in the developed countries because they will deploy the automation technologies. The fact that we step in to help people during COVID-19 crisis is we help them in terms of financial and funding, and we also help them with technologies of things and also help them adjusting technologies to cater to their change of behaviors. A few days ago, I also have a chance to attend the mobile cabinet with all the ministers and excellencies in meetings with wood provider. The entrepreneur has also raised the issues of labors. They also say that they agree to invest $1 million in automation that would suffice to the lack of hundreds of laborers. So this is a key point that indicates that there is a need for automation in this kind of industry. Also, the smart technologies that is also in line with Huawei technologies, as well as the businesses of many people in this room. If you are interested in supporting our directions, you can contact us directly at the Ministry of the Industry. And another thing is the biotechnologies. Second thing that we attempt to drive is the second S, which is the smart industry agriculture. It's the smart agricultural industry, where agricultural management adopts the science of industry to help manage the industry. It is supported and initiated by the government to support that Thai farmers not only be Thai farmers, but to also be entrepreneurs. So again, the smart agricultural industry, you see the mechanics deployed in the agricultural industry, the input of automation, input of technologies, input of 5G technologies to help improve the agriculture. Next thing is the support to SMEs and startup businesses. We are all aware that many startups, the startups that grow really fast are all startups that are based on technologies and ITs. Because without technology, we cannot really scale up the business that easily. So adopting technologies into SMEs and startups is also the main support driven by the Ministry of the Industry. So we adopt the technology of things to also aid and support these SMEs and startups to be able to survive during the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Next is the fourth S, which is special economic zone. Why the need? That's because nowadays more people are going back homes to start their new careers. They wouldn't want to go back to the city. They have their own careers at their homes in the countryside. So we have to come into this picture to help adjust the change of the behavior in the areas. We cannot do business as usual and expect the same income anymore. So this is the issue that the ministry have to discuss with the community, that if they want to improve, they have to change, they have to use technologies, they have to accept the deployment of technologies helped by the Ministry of Industry. The next thing is to move towards the future, we have to have four things. The first thing that everyone has is the economic success, to be able to do businesses. The second is the taking care of the community. For example, the community that is about to be the special economic zones has to receive great care. The third one is the environment. We are talking about the environment that we have to adjust and take great care of to be able to cater to the special economic zone. Another unique thing for Thailand is the culture. The culture of the community that has to succeed also. Nevertheless, if we look back, reflecting back to our the ministry, we have to have Industry 4.0, including the handling of factory and using digital technologies to be able to be better in controlling factories. So this is the attempt of the ministry in implementing Industry 4.0. So for us to be able to control the factory systems so that every factory is equitable. Because if otherwise, if the care is not equal in certain areas, then the investment and the capital would be different, increasing the competitiveness and trying to avoiding legal loopholes to be able to compete against each other. So it's what we are trying to avoid. So that leads to the equitable treatment towards all factories. With a very great amount of factories in Thailand compared to the officials taking care of all these great amounts of factories, we have to use technologies to help handle this great amount of factories. The last thing is the improvement of the ministry's services. The ministry itself has deployed technologies since 5 years ago. You will see a lot of online paper issued by the ministry. We have quite a strong bug-free official website, and also recently we have just initiated the online and virtual telecommunication that we use to advise entrepreneurs and talk to SME people, so that all the works and all the attempts that we have done and all the performances can be happened more easily without people having to actually traveling to the ministry to be able to gain what they want, and they don't have to be limited by the 9 to 5 timetable. They can just access us at their homes, on their mobiles and computers. We are now studying the metaverse that we are thinking that would come into the pictures to change the way we do businesses, including SMEs and startups. Because in promoting entrepreneurs, we really don't want promote them to be in the same place, to be in the same positions that they have been before. We want to move and drive them forward. So we are looking into how we can capitalize the metaverse into deploying technologies to help these entrepreneurs. In terms of businesses, we believe that there are a lot of businesses that are supported by the ministry. These businesses might not be able to compete in the future with the digital businesses that are about to emerge in the future. So these businesses in areas are what the ministry pays great attention to help them to be able to survive this era and go into the future digitally. So, and that it's what we attempt, and I am pleased that today's event has been hosted by Huawei. I myself had the chance to visit Huawei's founder and as well as Mr. Abel at their headquarters, and I have been privileged to see their innovations and technologies, and I believe that they will remain their leadership in technologies Then they have also trodden and paved the path towards the future, side by side with the SMEs businesses as well as the startup businesses, that you will all be the main contributor to the digital future for Thailand with the support that you will gain fully without any penetrations or interruptions. So today's event, the annual event hosted by Huawei to showcase their leadership and also innovations and technologies that would be beneficial to the future. Lastly, I would like to thank you all the hosts and executives and excellencies and delegates that are paying attention to technologies and their deployment and their contributions to the country's future. I would like to wish every success to the event and to all of you in their businesses, for all of you to be able to be the main drive towards the future for the country. Thank you. Next,
I would like to call upon Kun Warachai Pichanchit, the Vice Chairman of the Bangkok Post, to come onto the stage to present a token of appreciation to Dr. Nattapon Rangsit-Pon, the Director General of the Department of Industrial Promotion, Ministry of Industry, for speaking to us on leveraging technology today. So please remain on the stage.
Dr. Chief Executive Officer, Huawei Technologies Thailand Company Limited, on the stage to present gifts to our Director General of the Department of Industrial Promotion, Ministry of Industry.เรียนเชิญทั้ง3ท่านถ่ายภาพร่วมกันค่ะ
So all three are invited for a photo together. Thank you. Thank you to Dr. Nattapon Rangsit-Pon, Director General of the Department of Industrial Promotion, Kun Warachai Pichanchit, the Vice Chairman of Bangkok Post, and Kun Abel Teung, the CEO of Huawei Technologies Thailand. Today we've talked about technology, and we talk about something that is bigger or larger than what we are accustomed to. Like we are talking about metaverse, we're saying that apart from technology being a part of our lives, we can create a network, or how can we create infrastructures that would concur with the various digital platforms that would take place, so as to go along with what in the past we might have felt that would take a long time to actually materialize. Today, we present to you Mr. Jan Riento to speak to you on ICT research. Mr. Jan Riento is Acting Deputy of National Research and Innovation Agency of Indonesia. Mr. Jan, please.
His Excellency General Prawit Wongsuwon, Deputy Prime Minister Thailand, His Excellency Chaiwut Tanaka Manusong, Minister of Digital Economy and Society Thailand, His Excellency Trinuh Tiantong, Ministry of Education of Thailand, His Excellency Surya Jungrung Riangkit, Ministry of Industry of Thailand, Professor Dr. Bieng Bovieng Kham, Phongdura, Ministry of Technology and Communication of Laos, Mr. Guo Ping, Rotating Chairman of Huawei, Dr. Yang Mi-eng, Executive Director of ASEAN Foundation, Mr. Worochai Bichamchirt, Vice Chairman of Bangkok Post Public Company Limited, Dr. Lee Kuan Lan, Head of ICT and Tourism ASEAN Secretariat, Mr. Jeffrey Liu, President of Huawei Asia Pacific. Ladies and gentlemen, very good morning to all of you. First of all, I would like to thank to all of you for the opportunity to attend this very prestigious event. We express our deepest appreciation to Huawei for establishing excellent cooperation in Indonesia, particularly with BRIN. In this very important occasion, please allow us to introduce BRIN first. BRIN has just been established as an institution that conducts research and innovation in Indonesia since 1st September 2021. Since its establishment, for National Research Institute, namely LIPI, LAPAN, BATAN, and BPPT have been merged into BRIN. It is planned that in early 2022, all of National Research Institute under the ministries in Indonesia will be merged into BRIN, so that BRIN will become the largest and the only research institute in Indonesia. Regarding the establishment of BRIN, there are three directions have been formulated. First, consolidating science and technology resources such as human capital, that is our researchers, infrastructure, and research budgets, in order to increase the critical mass of researcher capacity and the competence of research in invention and innovation. Second, establishing a research ecosystem concordant to global standard that is open or inclusive and collaborative for all parties that are academician, industry, community, and governments. Last, creating a strong and sustainable research-based economic foundation with a focus on digital, green, and blue economy. 7 targets have been set to achieve these three directions. First, consolidating major government research institutions on 1st January 2022. The next, transforming internal business processes and research management to accelerate the increase of science and technology resources that are researchers, infrastructure, and budget. Third, refocusing research agenda to boost value-added economic development of local natural resources and diversity, such as biological, geographic, and marine. Next, developing Indonesia as a global research platform based on natural resources and local diversity. Fifth, facilitating and enabling local industry to carry out research-based product development to support the creation of industry in a long-term collaboration. Next, becoming a platform for shaping excellent human resources in every scientific field and entrepreneur based on science and technology innovation. Last but not least, increasing direct economic impact of research activities and making the science and technology sector to be long-term investment destination. In the future, BRIN is expected to be a lever for the creation of a research and innovation ecosystem. Generally, there are three resources in BRIN, which are researchers, infrastructure, and budget. These three resources will be made open to the public, including universities, startups, industry, and BRIN's global partner. We develop various global collaboration schemes for the utilization of our infrastructure, researcher, and research funding schemes. For example, BRIN can support research collaboration with industry through a scheme by using our researcher and research facilities. Therefore, the industries are able to carry out product development at BRIN campuses and reduce the risk of financing their research. For instance, one of BRIN research facility is high-performance computing. High-performance computing is used by BRIN researchers to conduct research in machine learning, computing, simulation, and other fields. For example, in research on simulation, our researchers conducted climate simulation research to predict the climate condition in Indonesia. Moreover, in machine learning fields, brain researchers are able to conduct research on identification of food species, etc. In addition, we make use of that facility to provide support to many startups in animation sector. We help many animation studios and provide the facility as a rendering farm to produce 3D animation. This support has contributed to aid the animation studio to continue thriving and creating excellent products during the economic recession caused by the pandemic. In the field of life sciences, BRIN adopts the latest technology by using Promethean, the latest whole genome sequencer from Oxford Nanopore. By using this whole genome sequencer, BRIN supports the surveillance of the new COVID-19 variant spread carried out by the Ministry of Health. This activity became one of the factors that successfully helping the government to quickly suppress the spread of the Delta variant of COVID-19 in the second wave transmission some time ago. The next example is development of nano-sized satellites. LAPAN has developed various nano-sized satellites. In 2016, we developed a satellite with several functions, namely AIS for global shift monitoring, Earth magnetic field measurement, high-resolution image sensor, and multispectral sensors. In the development, we collaborated with many parties, such as Bogor Agricultural University. This satellite has been functioning optimally and continues to contribute until now. In the future, BRIN is planning to develop 9 satellites within 5 years. The development of ICT application in Indonesia is expected to be more advanced in the future. To summarize, BRIN has many resources to support research and innovation and will continue to grow to be an excellent research institution. To achieve our goal, we are very eager to collaborate with various parties in research and innovation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yan Rianto, Acting Deputy for Research and Innovation Infrastructure, the National Research and Innovation Agency, Republic of Indonesia. เอาละค่ะสำหรับหัวข้อต่อไปที่
For the next topic that we will discuss, as I said, technology must come together with innovation, new things. And innovation will help uplift the quality of our lives. How will that be possible? Next, we will hear a discussion on that.
I'd like to invite on the stage Mr. Lin Baifeng, President of Huawei Asia Pacific, to talk to us another topic, digital innovation for a connected, low carbon and inclusive Asia Pacific. ขอเสียงปรบมือต้อนรับด้วยค่ะ
สวัสดีครับคุณวราเคคุณโรเนต distinguished guest, media friend, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Simon Lin, President of Huawei Asia Pacific. It's a great honor for me to join you for such a high-level event and meet you all face-to-face. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Yan Rianto for his encouraging speech. And also, I would like to express my biggest gratitude to all distinguished speakers for sharing on digital innovation. Also, I would like to extend our greatest gratitude to all our customers, partners, friends who are participating in this event here and online. Just as Mr. Guo Ping, Huawei Rotating Chairman, emphasized earlier, Huawei always regards Asia Pacific as strategic market for over 20 years. In this rapidly changing world, your steady trust and support is fundamental for us to survive and thrive. In Chinese culture, there is an old saying, where there is a will, there is a way. Despite pandemic challenge, Thailand government has taken strong management policy. The society has shown great resilience, and our customers have given us unshakable support. So I want to say it is everyone's joint effort to make this great event happen. Thank you. Across the world, innovation has become main driving force for national economic growth and also social well-being. The role of digital innovation has become very important, especially during this ongoing pandemic. Although the pandemic has closed many doors, digital innovation opened windows for hope. Therefore, for today's Asia Pacific Innovation Day, I would like to share my opinion on digital innovation insight and how Huawei can contribute more for Asia Pacific digital innovation. As one of the most popular and diverse regions in the world, ASEAN is set to become a top 5 digital economy by 2025. As Ms. Guo mentioned earlier, ASEAN is marching to the forefront in global digital landscape and contributing as much as $1 trillion to region's GDP in 10 years. In this momentous transformation, we have seen huge opportunity. First, many countries have released policy and master plan to go digital. By my study, Thailand proposed Thailand 4.0 strategy to become a ASEAN digital hub. Indonesia and Malaysia also released the national strategy to go digital. Second, Asia Pacific has tremendous market potential. By GSMA, by 2025, there will be 333 million people start using mobile internet for the first time. Last, pandemic has accelerated the digital transformation. On average, across Southeast Asia, around 1/3 of digital service consumers are new to service due to COVID-19. On the other hand, I think the road to digital world can be bumpy. According to the Global Intelligence Index report, Asia Pacific region has not only digital front runner, but also adopter and starter. Moreover, a Corey research found that region is facing a shortage of labor, about 47 million people by 2030, and an annual opportunity cost of 4.2 billion. Facing the opportunity and the challenge, I'm inspiring to say Thailand becomes leading force in ASEAN under the strong governance and industry policy. In this great journey, Huawei, as steady contributor in Asia Pacific, we are committed to support Thailand and Asia Pacific digital transformation. Toward this goal, we will focus on the following three areas. First, we will dive into digital infrastructure and build a connected Asia Pacific. In Intelligent World 2030 report we just released, where we predict by 2030, global connection will reach 200 million. As the foundation of the intelligent world, the ICT industry has played a vital role to promoting the national economic growth and improving people's life quality. Also, Huawei will use our leading technology to help Asia Pacific to build 5G, cloud, and AI infrastructure to build a solid foundation for an intelligent digital world. By Gartner, Huawei Cloud was the fastest growing on S market in 2020. In Asia Pacific, we operate 7 availability zones in Thailand, Hong Kong, Singapore, with local service team more than 10 countries. Second, we will support low carbon development in Asia Pacific through our heavy R&D investment. The carbon emission for Huawei end-to-end solutions and service reduced 80% based on the same capacity comparison. Meanwhile, we help our customer save energy by our leading technology and to protect the environment. Huawei combines digital and electronic technology to develop innovative digital power service to improve the efficiency of energy and minimize the carbon footprint of IT infrastructure by leveraging clean energy generation, electric transportation, and smart energy storage. For example, in Singapore, we helped Sunship Group use our industry-leading solar converters solution, build one of the world's largest offshore floating farm, contributing to the clean energy landscape in Asia Pacific. Low carbon development is a global concern and requires uniform technical standards. We will work together with regional partners and customers to jointly promote industry standards to drive energy revolution and to build a digital green Asia Pacific. Third, we will keep driving digital innovation for an inclusive Asia Pacific and leave no one behind. In our vision, a digital world is not only about technology, it's about people and humanity. In this region, for the next 5 years, we will invest $100 million to build Asia Pacific startup ecosystem. And in next 5 years, we will invest $50 million to develop 500,000 digital talent. In Malaysia, we launched Huawei Tech for All initiative to support bridge digital divide. Through Huawei Idea Hut Smart Screen, students in remote areas can have access to digital and interactive learning. Distinguished guests, Shakespeare once wrote, "What's the part? It's prolonged." We are in an age of pursuing innovation and collaboration. As an ICT partner and contributor in the region for more than 20 years, we are committed to bring digital to every person, home, organization, to build a connected, intelligent Asia Pacific. Let's work together to embrace digital world. Thank you again. And now, please allow me to invite Mr. Abel Deng, CEO of Huawei Thailand, to elaborate Huawei insight and strategy to forge a low-carbon digital talent. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please remain on the stage, Mr. Lin Baifeng, President of Huawei Asia Pacific. ลำดับต่อไปนะคะต้องขอเรียนเชิญคุณวรชัยพิจันทร์
Next in line, Mr. Warashai Pijanjit, please go on stage to grant Mr. Lin Baifeng the souvenirs to express gratitude. Please give a loud applause to both of them. Thank you very much. Next up,
Bill Deng, Chief Executive Officer, Huawei Technologies of Thailand, to talk to us under the topic, Empower Low Carbon Digital Thailand.
เรียนคุณวรชัยนะคะ CEO ของ Bangkok Post คณะท่านแขกผู้มีเกียรติทุกท่านและสื่อมวลชนที่รักทุกท่านครับ
My Regional President of Asia Pacific Region of Huawei to deliver the inspiring keynote speech to us. I also would like to thank all the distinguished keynote speakers to give us and share us the inspirations and the insights on powering digital talent. Especially, I would like to thank all our customers and partners to attend this event and for your continuous support. Especially, I thank all the friends joining us online. As His Excellency General Pravit just shared to us, now the digital technology is sitting in the center of developing Thailand, including changing people's lives including business development and also the whole society. Here on this special occasion, it's my great honor and gratitude to be here to share some of our insights about why and how we need to empower and empowering a low-carbon digital Thailand. As we can all see that the digital economy now is developing very fast at unstoppable speed. Let's have a look at this chart. The country is developing with digital economies faster than the normal GDP growth at almost 2 times speed, especially for the upper mid-income countries. And we can know that during this process, the digital infrastructure is now sitting in the center of the digital economy as the cornerstone and as the fundamental foundation. As we can see, 10% increase of the fixed broadband, home broadband, will bring in at least 0.8% to 2.3% of the GDP growth, while 10% of mobile broadband, like 4G, 5G, penetration increase will bring in at least 1.5 to 2.8% of the GDP growth of the country. The special one I would like to share is that 7% of the adoption of cloud, especially in private sectors, will bring in 1.1% of the GDP growth. It's a huge picture for us. Well, this trend is highlighted and addressed, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic situation. We have to admit that this sudden outbreak of COVID-19 since last year have brought us a lot of challenges and even disruptions, including people's lives, including business development, including the whole society. But we can see that the digitalization and ICT infrastructure becomes the key to the economy resilience. We can see from this chart, the countries who have higher global connectivity index, which is better digitalization, have suffered much less. Even half of the countries, like we can see with the high GCI scores. And we all know that under this new normal and all these challenges in this world, the only thing remain unchanged is change itself. We're encountering a lot of black swans, which we never imagined. We're facing a lot of green rhinos, which moving and running towards us directly, which we even cannot stop. It's the same situation in Thailand. We have a lot of opportunities, but are facing a lot of challenges. So, to be better prepared, to lay better foundation for digitalization through innovations, to bring the economy resilience will be very urgent and important mission for all of us. Besides the economy resilience, we all know the importance of the low carbon and the carbon neutrality. The digitalization is now becoming the pathway to the low carbon and sustainable societies. It brings us a lot of opportunities. By 2030, according to the World Economic Forum investigations, the digitalization will bring the benefits for the global carbon emissions to reduce by 12 billion tons, which will be the 10 times more than the emissions from the digitalization itself. That's a big benefit. We can see a lot of use cases deployed globally, especially with Huawei technology and solutions about this. Take, for example, in Sweden, with the big data and June spring technologies for the smart agriculture, They reduced the pesticide usage for 20 times. In Harbin, a big city in North China, using the technologies of big data and IoT with the smart healing solutions, they reduced the coal usage for 12.5%, which is great. Moving towards the low-carbon society, we are very proud and inspired and encouraged to see that Thailand government is announcing a great goal for us. 2 weeks ago, in the United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP26, His Excellency Prime Minister announced and proposed that the goal of carbon neutrality in Thailand is 2050. We feel so proud for that because it's the same time of EU, but we have to admit it brings us a lot of opportunities, but in the meantime, it will be full of challenges for Thailand to reach this carbon neutrality to 2050, while the digitalization will also be the pathway to help us to reach this great goal. To realize our low carbon and digital Thailand, we need the value and the vision to drive us together, which will form the innovations of the digitalization. For the value, I think the partners, private sectors, and the public sectors should work together to promote Thailand to be the real digital hub, as we proposed last year on this HCC. Meantime, we need to strengthen the existing industries by adopting the advanced and the new digital technologies. Meantime, we're inspired to see that Thailand has announced a lot of S-curve industries, which we need to promote together for our future. Meantime, we need to gather and inspire the whole country to move towards the same direction, which we need great visions. We are also glad to see that Thailand now have already had released a lot of great visions, such as the Thailand 4.0 blueprint, such as we said just now, the carbon neutrality in 2050, and also the bio-circular green economy model. This, together with the value and the vision, will inspire the whole society and the whole country and the nation together to innovate our digital infrastructures based on these 4 layers: the digital power and the connectivity as the foundation. Then the digital platforms based on the cloud services. And also important is the innovation ecosystem, including the talent empowerment. To face all these uncertainties and the challenges and also opportunities, it's important for all of us to build these innovative digital infrastructures, including the ubiquitous connectivity of adoption of 5G to enrich the whole country, including the digital platforms with the cloud services, including the low carbon transition with the digital power technology and solutions. And also, as we said, the platforms and programs to enrich the ecosystem and the talents. Huawei, as a leading global technology company, we would like to try to contribute our best to support on this. So please allow me to share some of the ideas, insights about this model. As we all know, the 5G is quite a hot topic globally. The 5G will be the foundation for the digitalization world. It will change and reshape not only people's life, but also the vertical industries, digitalization, and even the whole society. According to some research, in Thailand, the 5G will bring the economy for almost 2.3 trillion Thai baht by 2035, which will account for 10% of our GDP. And we're proud to see that in terms of 5G, Thailand is now the #1 and the real leader in the whole ASEAN region countries. Because as we can see here, Thailand now has deployed more than 20,000 base stations for 5G. Meantime, the 5G users have been reached to 4.3 million, which is 2.5 times more in total numbers of all the countries of ASEAN together. We feel proud for that. But we all know the network is not enough. We need real adoption to promote the 5G to all the traditional industries and S-curve industries. So Huawei, as the leading 5G technology company, we're going to work together with all the partners, all the sectors, to see how we can introduce more 5G consumer services, how to empower the healthcare industry with more smart and 5G healthcare solutions for more than 20 hospitals in the following 2 years. Also, next year will be a great year for Thailand because we are the host with the chairman of APAC Summit. We would like to work together to build at least 3 real 5G cities to welcome the APAC Summit here in Thailand. EEC is an important region for us, for industries. We're going to work with all parties together to empower 5G to more than 100 factories for the 5G smart factory and manufacturing solutions. The cloud is now the basic foundation of the digital platforms, as we all know. So we need to strengthen the trusted digital platforms through cloud. Under COVID-19 new normal, we can see that the cloud adoption have been greatly increased from 2019, about 25%, to last year, around 59%, and to this year, to 78%. It's a huge increase for the past 2 years. For the cloud, there's another concern which many countries are now paying more attention to, which is the local data and the data localization. I would like to see that in the near future, the most expensive and most important resource in the earth is not anymore oil or rare earth. It will be the data. So how to contain the data locally in the country and how to control the value chain of our data as the most important resource. It will be the big topic. We can see 62 countries have released more than 144 data localization policies, and we're glad to see Thailand is on the way. I'm proud to announce that Huawei is still now is the only one who have the local data center here, which fully comply with the Thailand PDPA regulation and the localization policies of Thailand. Last year, at the same venue, almost at the same time, in the same HCC event, I announced that we're going to build the 3rd Huawei AZ data center for our cloud services for our customers. Now, I would like to announce that the 3rd Huawei local data center AZ is now available for service. Thank you for all your support to us. Also, as we said, the digital power technology and solutions will be important to march into the low-carbon society for Thailand. According to some research investigations, from 2021 to 2030, the global energy transition will have investment for more than 50 trillion USD, which will take around 40% of the global investment. This will definitely bring us massive opportunities. Also in Thailand, in the next 10 years, we can see the energy transition will bring about 1% of the GDP growth for all of us. So that's an important process. Huawei has already had 30 years of experiences and expertise in power industry. We invest a lot in R&D. Globally, we have more than 6,000 engineers and senior experts working on the R&D of digital power technologies. I would like to share some of the cases to you about our solution, which are leading in the whole world, like smart PV, which is solar energy solution. Globally, we are number one position. We have 22% of the market share. And I would like to share the figure in Thailand to you. In Thailand market, thanks to the support from all of our customers, Huawei smart PV solution takes 54% of the total market share. Another one is also the site power. We also rank as number one with 35% of the market share. Also, our modular data center, which will help us for the cloud services, we rank as number one. We have 31% of the market share. We are enhancing and strengthening our digital power business unit. That's why this year, Huawei Thailand set up our digital power business unit officially in Thailand. And also, the headquarters of Asia Pacific for our digital power unit is located in Bangkok to better serve and help our customers and partners. The last but not the least is ecosystem. Is the ecosystem. As His Excellency the Minister said just now, we're glad to see that in Thailand, we're now having 3 unicorn, which is billion valuated startup. Flash, the CEO, I think, is on the side with us together. The BitCup, and also the ASEAN money. We can see that Thailand is now forming and cultivating a thriving ecosystem with this process, especially under the new normal. We can see also the IMD index has been greatly improved. Now Thailand ranks as 28. All this shows us the huge demand and needs for our digital talents. According to the estimation, there will be a big gap of digital talents in 10 years later, around 400,000 capable ICT and digital talents will be in the gap. So we need to work together. Huawei has been here for 22 years. We always try to bring our global expertise, knowledge, and practices to the talents which they need. We're going to set up a branch of programs with ecosystem platforms like Open Lab, like the 5G Ecosystem Innovation Center with DIPA in Lapao, like the 5G alliances which we're going to set up together soon, and also the Huawei ASEAN Academy. We have a lot of programs. We hope we can try our best to work together with all the parties to empower and cultivate at least 100,000 talents in the following years. Ladies and gentlemen, as we said just now, we're facing a huge and a lot opportunities, but also challenges. We are facing a lot of black swans and also green rhinos coming towards us. We're having a lot of disputes, but the low carbonization and the digitalization are the most true consensus in the world. On this journey, we are proud to see Thailand is now taking forward-looking key measures on that. And Thailand is now one step ahead of most of the countries in the world. We are very appreciative and gratitude that Huawei Thailand has been here for 22 years development. Thanks for the support and trust from Thailand government, from the customers, from partners, and from our dedicated employees. We carry the mission of growing Thailand and contribute to Thailand. We try our best to try to contribute as the best ICT partners for you, as the proactive digitalization enabler to you, also as a continuous social value contributor. We truly believe that with the efforts from all the parties, all the sectors, we can promote Thailand to be the low-carbon digital society through the innovation and the collaboration. Let's powering Thailand together to bring digital to every person, every home, every organization for a fully connected and intelligent low-carbon Thailand. Thank you again for gracing this event today and attending with us. Thank you again for your long-term and always support. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you very much, Mr. Abel Teng, Chief Executive Officer, Huawei Technologies of Thailand. Please remain on the stage with us. ลำดับต่อไปค่ะ ขอเรียนเชิญคุณวรชัย พิจารณ์จิต รองประธานกรรมหาชนกรุณาให้เกียรติขึ้นบนเวที
Next, Mr. Warachai should go on stage and grant the souvenirs to คุณอาเบลเติ้ง Thank you, Mr. Abel Teng and Mr. Warachai Pichanjit. And thank you all for attending the morning session and listening to all the keynote speeches. And this is Powering Thailand 2022 Huawei Cloud and Connect Asia Pacific Innovation Day for the morning session. We all heard policies and plans of collaborations of all sectors in the society in driving technologies in Thailand to drive the country as well as ASEAN community to enter the digitalized era. And of course, there are still more highlights waiting during the afternoon sessions. But prior to entering the afternoon session, let's take a lunch break before getting back and attending your afternoon session under the theme Powering Technology Innovation and Ecosystem Development in Powering Digital Thailand 2022 Huawei Cloud and Connect Asia Pacific Innovation Day that will be started at 1